I got once accused of being jealous of someone who was succeeding in math class, but that simply wasn't true. I was envious. And while the concept of envy and jealousy are almost exactly the same, they do kind of differentiate from each other. If you're jealous, you feel threatened, protective, or fearful of losing your position or situation to someone else. And the meaning of envy is simply when you want what other people have, while you're convinced that it would be impossible for you to obtain it. Because there are lots of people out there who want something and see other people have it, but instead of feeling envious, they gain new motivation, new energy, and more inspiration to go out there and get it too. And what makes the key difference between these people is that they believe that they can do it. But compare this to someone who desperately wants to be rich or in a relationship and believe that there is absolutely no way that they can do it. They would start to feel envious of successful relationships or rich people. And for someone to become envious about something, they would also have to care about it. If someone would walk by you with expensive jewelry, but you don't really care about expensive stuff, you wouldn't really care and just go on with your day. But if you've always wanted to obtain a certain item, and the next moment seeing someone else wear it, well, envious thoughts would probably crush your mind. And this emotion can happen anywhere at any time. In your relationship, in your friend group, at work, or in your family. And it doesn't have to be in any hierarchical, in any order. Millionaires can become envious of the poor person with a great relationship, and otherwise. And it could get to a point where lots of connections between people have been destroyed over it. Let's say that someone and their friend both applied to the same school. They both wait for the results, and after some time, only their friend has been accepted, and not this guy. The two both wanted to get in, but only their friend got in. One might start to look at the other a bit more angry, and while doing so, suddenly become conscious of the fact that they have ill will against their friend, and wonder why. What could have happened to this young, handsome, well-drawn young character for him to become so hostile against their friend? Well, what happened was the sin of envy. And what often happens is that someone can feel ill will, not towards the person per se, but more towards the thing that they have got. And you wanting it too, but believing that there is no way that you can have it too. And usually envious thoughts come from comparing your situation to someone else's. If you think about it, if their friend told them some good news and this person would leave his situation out of it, I would be pretty sure that he would be happy for and celebrate with their friend. If you were to look at someone while not thinking about yourself, it would go something like, let's give another example. Oh wow, they're so happy in their relationship, and I'm happy for them. And in order for this appreciation to exist, there cannot be any ego involved. Because what often happens is that ego is involved. And with that I mean comparing yourself with other people is often driven by ego. When this calms down, you can feel happier for others. But with ego, it would often go something like, they're so happy in their relationship, but how am I doing? But comparing oneself to other people isn't a bad thing per se. And doing it tends to happen for multiple reasons. We tend to, for example, compare ourselves to the people that are below us. When someone feels bad about themselves, they might start to compare themselves to someone who is doing worse than them, to feel a bit better or more reassured about their own situation. The downside of this, however, could be that doing this too often can get to a point in where you can only feel better when you compare with people beneath you. Another tragedy is to compare ourselves to the people that are above us. We often do this to look at how they do something so that we might mimic or learn from them to better our own thingy. Only what can happen with this tragedy is that instead of learning from them to make progress, one might destroy their motivation. Someone might say, "Whoa, they're so good. I could never strive to become that good." Versus what would happen if someone would believe in the ability that they can do it too. "Whoa, they're so good. I am pretty sure that I can become that good too." Nevertheless, some people will just keep walking around with this no can do mindset. And one of the reasons might be a sense of low self-esteem, or better said, a low efficacy. And another reason could be, well, the unfair reality, which is if you're 150 or wait, what's that in feet? 4.9. Well, if you're that tall, well, you're not gonna be 6'4", and probably not in the NBA. And I'm not a hater. It's just a cruel and painful reality. And in conclusion, I want to thank y'all for the support. Like, for real, like, thank all y'all, the ones who comment, the ones who, just watch this. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Take care.